All right, I'm going to read what I assume is, well, I'm going to read a social media post, okay? I don't know where it came from. Could be IG or Twitter or whatever, but I remember seeing this post. I remember seeing this post like some years ago and whatnot, and I read it and, I just did double take and kept it moving, kept it pushing and shit. Obviously, the only reason I looked at it was because of the female pictured. All right, this female is an influencer. Her name is Corazon Camboca. Corazon Camboca. Corazon Camboca. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've been using the proper inflection and whatnot. I don't think she'll ever see this, But Corazon Camboca at hashtag Team Slave. She has this message for people that are disapproving of her relationship with her Caucasian boyfriend. Oh, and I believe he's Italian, by the way. No, he's a non-foundational Caucasian. All right, his name is Corazon Camboca, Team Slave. I'm gonna read it. All of you bitter black men can go whine in toilets. Pathetic crybabies. Racists have special place in hell. The way you are even courageous to type behind a keyboard. How about you catch me outside? You will secretly be sending me DM about. Sorry guys, this white guy has my mind, body, and soul. So get over it or go hang yourselves. Drop insults below. Last time I am dressing you sorry ass human beings. Hashtag he loves me better. Hashtag my slave master. Hashtag team slave. Last time that I saw something like this, I had to let go of one of my subscribers. Because, reasons, obvious reasons. I mean, that guy will tell you that, like, I couldn't accept that, the person that wrote that particular, hashtag or whatever was wrong or whatever. And I just say, I just didn't agree with it. And I think it was better that we went our separate ways, okay? So here we are with Corazon Camboca. All right, and she's with this guy, unidentified, unnamed as far as I know, I think he's an Italian guy. She's heads over heels in love with this guy. There's several photographs of her cavorting with this guy. And, the look on his face says it all. Like, she's basically a piece of meat. I don't see him looking at her I don't see him looking at her in any loving way. Like a man would look at his girlfriend, wife, Beyonce, whatever. He doesn't looking at her like that. He looks at her like how, we would look at her and shit, given her appearance and her curves, her abundant curves, the South African curves, those legendary curves that we hear about and shit. A lot of guys, a lot of, the passport guys, they would love to go to Africa and pick up one of these women and shit and, do things with her, okay? Do salacious things or, make her a wife, make her a traditional wife. But my experience most of the time when I seen a lot of the African sisters that some of the guys had, back in the day, they were kind of like the Florida Evans, variety and shit. Not knocking it. That'd be your preference. But this is Corazon Camboca. She's a divester through and through. Okay, she's a divester. All right? And, she was dragged all over Twitter for this post. For being she code switched. Okay, she was like a triple changer, like a divester, and she did this thing that we call this guy didn't end up with her, obviously. They didn't end up together. This guy had his fun with her. He had his fun with her. and then he discarded her. And then she begged him back for a time, and then they had to go their separate ways and shit. So she did what a lot of women do. You know, a lot of women do have little to no options and shit. And at least as far as she knows mentally, in her own stilted mind and stilted worldview. She did the hey big head. Okay, anybody knows what that means? She did what was called the reach back. All right, she did the reach back, or she did the reach forward, and she ended up with a black guy. She married. She ended up. I think she married this black guy. You know, and they had a kid. I think they had two kids, as a matter of fact. And you know, when you look at him and he's looking at her, you see that look of love. You know, he loves her. He's enchanted with her, but she's not enchanted with him or whatnot. She's enchanted with this other gentleman and shit, this Italian gentleman and shit. You know, she rode the cock carousel for the Italian gentleman and shit. She doesn't give a fuck. Everything she's doing with the black guy is like, you know, just work. You know, for her social media and her brand and shit. You know, and I think it's ridiculous. And when a lot of us guys get up in arms about this stuff, and you know, I don't really know what to say and shit. You know, when somebody give you that hey big head call, you got two options. You can take that call, or you could just leave it on red and shit. You know, I would advise the latter, because there's more women on the planet than men. And in our ethnic community and shit, we have to be very, very careful with our seed, with our seed, okay? Making babies with the wrong people and shit, because they are the ones that are gonna, you know, give birth to your children, and they're the ones that's gonna control your children's direction in the future and shit if things go sideways, okay? And that's why, you know, you shouldn't really buy into the system, you know, over here in the West, because it's a crap. It's a roll of the dice, okay? And we all know the house always wins more often than not. All right, this is the reach back and shit. And this guy, I feel bad. I don't know what the temperament of the guy is. I think he's some kind of celebrity himself. I've never heard of these people because, you know, I don't go, you know, I don't traffic in those circles. But I think she's Kenyan. She's a Kenyan woman, a super uber thick Kenyan woman. A rare variety over here is she has the shape that a lot of women that get going to Miami and plastic surgeons and Dominican Republic. She has that natural shape, you know. She has beauty. All right, but her mind is gone. All right, her mind is gone and shit. You can't change any woman's mind, nor should you. Okay. So yeah, you know, this is a commentary for, you know, men. All right. So I want to talk to you about when you know that you're not her preference and shit. You know, it either puts you at a disadvantage or it gives you an extreme handicap because you should rightfully not care about anything else or whatnot. I'm not so much talking about the friend zone and shit, but a lot of these women like to surround themselves with men that are fawning all over them to get narcissistic supply, to give validation. It's your job not to give that validation once you know that you're not her preference and whatnot. It's, you know, just keep it a buck. Kick rocks and shit, you know. Don't refer to her in unisex terms when I don't address her in any gender role, okay? Use non-gender specific honorifics if you have to speak to her, because you never know. You don't know what the deal is. You never know what a woman's thinking until they tell you. Okay, no one's a telepath here. All right, I feel bad, you know, because, you know, I don't know if the black guy that she got with after she was with this white guy a couple of times and took all these salacious photos and, you know, teased, you know, black men, you know, made these racially provocative statements online. She said she was doing it in reaction to statements she got for dating a white guy and shit. She said she was doing it, and she actually hired someone. Like, I think she lawyered up and she found like the face of one of the guys and, you know, posted it online. She was like, "This is the face of the guy that's sending me like shitty messages." She said he was sending her death threats or something. I don't know what happened to the guy. I'm not going to show the fucking guy's picture here because it's not even about that. It's about something else and shit, you know. Now, we have a problem over here in our ethnic community and shit is that a lot of women have a disparaging opinion of us right off the bat and shit. You always, you know, back in the day, you had to earn their love. You had to really you had to ramp up that white knight to like almost 1 million, you know, HP points or whatever. You had to really sell yourself to the woman and shit. We didn't figure it out. You know, we're figuring it out now. We always late to the party as straight black men and shit. And we're figuring out that we're the prize. Okay? And then we don't have to settle on shit because there's more women on the planet than, you know, than women. All right? And, you know, as far as the region she comes from, it's awash in this kind of, I don't know, I don't want to call it Stockholm Syndrome and shit. It's her preference. This white man is her preference, okay? This Italian white man, he does it for her, okay? And I really can't, you know, if I talk shit about her liking this white man and her being a fucking divester and all that shit, then, you know, a lot of the guys that are into women that are not from our community and shit, they got to take an L too. All right? They got to take a fucking L too. And it's just not that kind of party and shit, especially in a global dating market. And that market was broke wide open by, you know, women of color, you know, black women. You know, black women, they're incessant TikToks and social medias, you know, excoriating men for getting a passport and traveling abroad and shit, or just not dealing with them and shit. It broke the dating market wide open. Now there's women that's cognizant that, you know, when they see a man of means over a black man of means traveling in their country, that he may be looking for a wife and shit. You know? You know, like as far as South, you know, Africa goes, certain parts of Africa, you have a lot of this same mindset. You got a lot of these women, they have, you know, they have taken the tenets of their North American sisters and shit and taking it to the 9th degree. You know, like taking it to the 9th degree. They call white, you know what they call white people over there? You know the name that they use for white people? They call it Mzungu. All right, Mzungu. That's what they use. That's what they call them. Mzungu. It's fucking hilarious and shit, you know. I can say a bunch of shit. I'm not gonna say it and shit, you know. I'm not gonna use the word tether or any shit like that because she's not even over here. Okay, she's over there, you know. And the black dude that she had the children with, you know, she brought his brand down. Okay, when she got back, when she did her hey big head thing and she went to the brother and shit after being ran through and just used and just, you know, used as a certain kind of a dumpster and shit by this white dude, he ran through her. I mean, seriously though, you know, when she went back to the black dude, he took her. I don't know if he's aware of her past or anything. I mean, he had to be. I mean, she's a somewhat of a celebrity. She has a clothing line and she has an incredible figure that she likes to show off and, you know, show her booty and everything, you know, to everybody. You know, I find her figure incredible and shit, you know. You know, honestly and shit, you know. But like when she got with the brother and he got with her, now he's instantly a cuckold because of what she posted online, you know, her divester statements and, you know, whatever in any response. You know, as a woman, you're supposed to have a certain amount of decorum and shit. All right. And the reason I say that, you know, because, you know, women like to tell us what masculinity is and how to be a man and all that shit. The reason I'm saying is when a woman is with you, she is a representation of you. Whether you're a male feminist or not, she's a representation of you. Everything she does reads on you. People come to you about things that she does or things that she says. You know, they want to know what you think about it, how you're going to respond to it and shit. Even if it's not the kind of party in the house that she's the leader and you're playing the background, you're still going to read as weak and shit. The men are going to challenge you. They're going to feel like they can cross that invisible line, those boundaries and shit that, you know, disrupt that relationship because of the way she looks and what she's done in the past. And that leaves you at ground zero. You're going to have to cut ties with her, you know, but you can't really do that because they have children. All right. And, you know, just to forward a little bit, she's not with the black guy anymore. Okay. She's not with the black guy. I think she gave him 2 kids, you know, to the black guy. And maybe that's a cultural thing, you know, or maybe the white dude wouldn't give her no kids. You know, I don't know. Maybe she has a kid with the white dude too. Who knows? You know. But she went back. She did the hey big head. She did the reach back. Got with this black dude. With him. I think she left him and went back to the same white dude. And then that shit fucked up. Now she's a single mother and shit. And she does like social media posts showing off her brood. Still showing off that big old ass of hers and shit. And it's just like it's a trip. And I said, fuck it, man. You know, I think shit like this, man, you know, I don't want to be, you know, I'm a misogynist anarchist straight up. Okay? Misogynist anarchist because something's wrong with this system and shit. It does us no service. You have to get rid of things that don't serve you. This woman isn't serving this man by being in this sphere. They have children they have to raise, you know? And I think that, like, he should have been like, you know, when he found out about a pastor, he should be like, hey, let me have the kids, you know, and you pay me a stipend and you pay for the child care and I'll raise these goddamn kids away from you. Okay, maybe you can change your social media presence or something. You know, you should use like a name or something like it that's not your name and go about your business. And I can raise these kids properly. Without you, I can't have a distraction. These kids have to be raised properly and shit. I can't have someone perceived as a loose woman and shit on the global stage as my companion in life and shit. No matter what I do, okay, if I'm a CEO of a company or I'm a guy that's digging ditches and whatnot. Okay, the woman falls on the umbrella. That's what they talk about all the fucking time. What the woman wants is for you to be unapologetically masculine and take control. That's what they want. All right? This woman went through her whole phase. She wrote the African version of the cock carousel and shit, and then she got discarded after the dude had his fill of her. I'm sure he had his fill of her. I'm sure he's been in every orifice that she has. You know, she's done, gutter sex probably with this guy. Gutter sex, man. She's probably done it with this guy. Well, did she do that same shit with her husband? Now she wants to be respectful and shit, be a traditional woman after her experiences and whatnot. She probably got she's probably dick happy or something. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to call it. She shipwrecked this shit, And now this brother gets gets off the bench, Then the African version of the sexual marketplace of, that we have over here that we're cursed with. He gets to get that tap on the shoulder, calling Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, get your ass out here and pick up this woman and shit and wife her up and, take care of her babies, and be a good butler, be a good security guard, be a good, emotional tampon and shit for her issues that she tells you about the white dude and shit, And I don't know what to tell the guy. Be happy being a cuck, when you listen to her talking about her white boyfriend, how much she loved his dirty drawers and smelled his butthole and rim. I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent, but when she's telling you that cuck, make sure she's bent over, hitting it, bumping that headboard while she's talking about that. Like, yeah, okay, cool, just keep getting tapped out, Don't give a shit. It's up to you. It's up to you, kings, and whatnot. What you're gonna put up with and shit. Nobody is the fucking prize and shit. I hate to be like draconian about things or be like a villain about it. But I'm thinking like just think if you were like a multi-millionaire shit. You wanted a woman like this, but she was fucked up in the head and shit. They could travel up and down that fucking diaspora shit and find another woman that look just like that and clean her up and put her on and shit and just I don't know, you could make you one. All right, she's a dime a dozen. She's a fucking swirler, a fucking divester with no self-respect whatsoever for herself and as a woman, and especially as a black woman on a global stage with a brand. All right, she actually put Team Slave there. All right, I understand that she was upset about people writing on certain things. What did she expect of the ethnic community that she came from? I don't know the dynamics of Kenya, but I suppose it's more like the West than we would surmise and shit. And a lot of you guys talking about going to Africa to get you an African queen, instead of, picking up one of the, going in a bargain bin over here in the States and the colonies and shit. You might just go over there and get the same thing that you're leaving. All right? I'm not trying to discourage you or put you off your preference. Look, just have a level of discernment. Okay? Use common sense. She wants you to know that she's for the streets and shit. You react accordingly, okay? If she's doing things like this, messing around, having gutter sex, and you find that you're messing with her and you find this out, she's letting you know that what's between her legs is not special whatsoever. It's just a hole. Okay? It's just a hole and shit. Just have that go through your mind and shit while you're staring at her face after learning what she truly is and shit, okay? All right? So, this is Corazon Kwambuka, and she is a divester in her heart, in her spirit and whatnot, she wants to be the wife of the white man, you know? And to put it into perspective and shit, this this Caucasian man from Italy, I suppose, he was her brand sponsor, okay? He was a corporate sponsor, whatever you want to call it. He was her sponsor, okay? So he had access to her through business and shit, okay? He had access to her through, you know, a business relationship. And it became an affair, and she was enamored with him and whatnot. Maybe the disparity in the colors of their skin and everything. I don't know. Maybe he's packing downstairs or something. I don't know. All right. All I know is that, you know, you should keep your head on a swivel, uh, protect your seed at all costs in your future and shit. And above all else, SYSBM equals save yourself, black man.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.